It started with a fog that rolled in thicker than any I'd seen before. The city lights vanished behind a pale curtain, and the streets fell silent. I was just wandering home after filming some Halloween clips when I noticed a glowing door that hadn't been there before. Curiosity whispered louder than reason, so I stepped closer. The door creaked open on its own, leading to a narrow hallway lined with bookshelves. The air smelled like dust and rain, and every step I took echoed as if the library itself was breathing. I told myself it was just another Halloween attraction, but deep down something felt wrong. Rows of books stretched endlessly in every direction. Some books were whispering, some trembling. I ran my finger across a cover and felt it pulse like a heartbeat. When I pulled it open, the words inside rearranged themselves into my name. I froze. The pages began showing scenes from my past, tiny stick-like drawings of moments I remembered. My first Halloween, the pumpkin I carved too deep, the night I got lost in the woods. Every detail was exact, even the way I'd felt in those moments. It wasn't memory, it was surveillance. I dropped the book and stepped back, but the shelves shifted, closing around me like walls. A faint light flickered ahead. I followed it, hoping for an exit, but instead found a reading table with another book already open. Its pages were blank until I touched them. New words began writing themselves. He entered the forbidden library and could not escape until the story was finished. My stomach tightened. Was it describing me now? I looked behind, but the door was gone. Only rows of books stretching into forever. A soft voice called from between the aisles, almost like a sigh. I turned and saw someone, or something, standing in the foggy distance, holding a lantern made of paper. Its face was blurred like ink smudged on wet paper. It pointed at the book. I hesitated, then read on. Each line described my next move before I made it. He stepped forward. He blinked twice. He tried not to scream. I shut the book fast, but the voice chuckled, echoing through the shelves. Once written, you cannot unread. I ran, the wooden floor groaning beneath me. Books fell from above, bursting open mid-air, spilling words like feathers. The words clung to my skin, glowing faintly. When I tried to wipe them off, they burned through my hands and vanished. Eventually, I stumbled into a small section labeled Dreams Misplaced. Books here were softer, almost breathing. I opened one and saw scenes of things that had never happened. Me dancing under streetlights with shadows, laughing with ghosts, chasing my reflection through a mirror. A strange calm came over me, as if those dreams had always belonged to me. I could feel them filling the gaps in my memories, but one line stood out at the bottom. He forgot why he came here. I blinked, realizing I didn't remember the door or even my own name. The voice returned, gentler this time. You may leave, but you must leave something behind. I didn't know what it meant until I looked down and saw that my shadow was trembling. Slowly, it started detaching from my feet. I tried to grab it, but it slid away, curling into the book I dropped earlier. The cover sealed shut with a whisper. My shadow was gone. The world felt lighter, emptier. Then the fog began to lift, revealing the library door once again. I stepped outside, expecting relief, but the city had changed. Everything looked softer, quieter, and no one seemed to notice me passing by. Streetlights flickered through me faintly. That's when I realized I'd left more than my shadow behind. Night after night, I could still feel the library watching. Sometimes I'd dream of pages turning on their own. Sometimes I'd wake up to faint scribbles appearing on my walls, words I didn't remember writing. He returns when the fog calls again. Weeks passed. The fog came back. I tried to resist the pull, but the glowing door appeared at the same corner, patient and waiting. My reflection in a puddle smiled back, as if daring me to enter again. Curiosity, my oldest curse, whispered softly once more. I reached for the door handle, but my hand went through it. My reflection on the glass, though, was solid. It turned the handle instead. I watched it step through, leaving me behind. For the first time, I wasn't the one in control of the story. I yelled, pounded the glass, but the reflection just smiled. The door closed and the fog thinned. The city returned to normal. Yet in every window I passed, the reflection no longer moved with me. It just stood there, trapped or maybe free. Now, when I walk past that street, I can still feel something humming beneath the pavement. The library isn't gone. It just waits for another night, another curious fool. I keep telling myself I won't go back, but deep inside, I know the story isn't over. Sometimes I hear pages turning in the wind, even when no one's around, and when I close my eyes, I can still see the title burned behind my eyelids, The Library of Forgotten Dreams, Volume 2.